Hi there, this is Samantha from the law offices of Samantha Wolfe. And the next question in our What If series is what if the federal exemption drops? So, the first thing I want to talk about, what is the federal exemption? So, the first thing to know is that there is federal estate tax. So, federal estate tax is the tax that happens when someone passes away, their right to transfer assets to whomever they want. It is a federal tax, and it's on the person who passed away, their right to transfer the assets. That's federal estate tax. Currently, there's an exemption, 11.7 million. So as long as your estate doesn't exceed that amount, then there's no tax when you pass away at a federal level. So the question that I get a lot is, what if that exemption drops? The reason why this is a question I get asked a lot is during the election and all the campaigning for the president, that was a major difference in the candidates was what was the exemption amount. So President Biden had proposed to lower the exemption from 11.7 million to 3.5 million. And so if that happens, if the exemption lowers, then that means that it's whatever the exemption is on the day you pass away. So if I died today, the exemption amount would be 11,700,000. If when I pass away, the exemption is 3.5, then that means that if my estate is above the 3.5, the amount that's above that is subject to tax. The other interesting thing is President Biden had proposed that not only lowering the exemption, but increasing the tax rate. So currently, you can pass $11,700,000 at your death. If you have an estate over that, that is subject to 40% tax. President Biden wants to lower that to 3.5, and anything above the 3.5 million exemption is taxed at 45%. That's what he's proposing. Now, in order for this to become law, it has to pass the House, the Senate, and then get signed into law by him. So if that would happen, if anybody has a federal estate that would exceed that, then you may want to reach out to your tax professional, your attorney, and find out what type of planning can you do. Is there a way that you can help reduce your estate so that you're not making your assets subject to that federal estate tax? Now, what's important here in Pennsylvania is that people may not have to worry about the federal estate tax, but there is Pennsylvania inheritance tax, and that's a statewide tax. And that's on your beneficiary's right to receive assets when you die. So when my parents pass away, for example, the inheritance tax is my right to receive assets. It's a state level tax, and I would pay it at 4.5%. As a direct lineal descendant, you pay 4.5%. A sibling is going to pay at 12%. Nieces and nephews and anybody else is going to pay at 15%. So even though you may have an estate that is lower than the exemption, it doesn't mean there's not going to be any tax. Because in Pennsylvania, there's an inheritance tax, and you may still need to pay the inheritance tax. We do initial consultations in our office. So if you have questions about taxation, federal estate tax, federal gift tax, or Pennsylvania inheritance tax, we always encourage individuals to reach out to us at 717-655-2676, and we'd be willing to schedule a consultation. Thank you.